Ever wondered how to capture magical night photos all with just your smartphone? Whether you're outdoors chasing lights or experimenting indoors with creative effect, long exposure photography can transform your photos. And you don't need a DSLR for this. With just the iPhone or any Android phone, I will show you step-by-step process on how to master this technique and unlock your smartphone's hidden potential. So let's dive in. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is your creative space for everything photography. Now if you're new here, then please do consider subscribing to my channel. This helps me immensely to continue making videos like this. Okay, so today we are diving into something very different, and I'm going to be talking about how you can create that nice long exposure using just your smartphone. Now I'm going to show you examples using iPhone 15 Plus, the phone which I use, but this technique would work on most of the other iPhones as well as other Android phones also. Now whether you're a beginner or you are an enthusiast just looking to up your photography skills, especially of photos which you click during the night, then this technique and tutorial is for you. Now I'm going to be giving you a lot of examples in terms of how to click those nice light trails, those reflection shots which you can find out plenty during the night time, and also will give you some examples of how you can experiment with indoor lighting during the night time as well. And this is all going to be using just your phone. So let's dive in. So long exposure is the ability of your camera to keep the shutter open for a longer period of time so that more light can enter and hit the sensor of the camera. Now what this does is that it will allow for that creative motion blur or those light trails. So once you open the shutter of your camera for a longer time, it will lead into those lines getting blurred, and especially the lines which are moving. Now these creates a stunning effects like the light trails, smooth water, or even motion blur in moving objects while still keeping the rest of the scene very sharp. Now with the most of the smartphones today, you have that feature which is the night mode, which you can enable on your camera. I will show you how to do it on the iPhone, and I'm using an iPhone 15 Plus for this. Now using this feature, that is the night mode, plus there are also some other features like the live mode in the iPhone, which you can actually go ahead and use to create these stunning long exposure images. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick example of how you can do this in your iPhone. Now go to your camera app, and in your camera app, once you scroll your photo menu, you can see various modes. Now the one with the moon shape is actually the night mode, and if you enable this, then this will give you an option of increasing your exposure. That is how we create the night mode. So depending on the scene, actually it goes ahead and automatically calculates the exposure for you. So for example, this scene is quite bright right now, and it is calculating an exposure of 1 second. Now maybe if I try to probably create the scene a little darker, maybe if I put my fingers here, then you can see the exposure has now changed to 10 seconds. Now the iPhone has the ability to judge the exposure automatically based on the setting which you are based on the scene which you are filming. So if you are, say, in a very dark place where the light is very low, it will automatically go and give you an option to expose your photo, say up to 10 seconds or even up to 30 seconds. So this is just to give you an example. Now I have gone ahead and clicked this camera, and it's going to give me a photo with 10 seconds exposure, though this photo is not going to be, it's actually a blank screen. But I just wanted to show you how you can go ahead and enable this feature on your phone. So I went ahead and clicked some of these images during the night time, the examples which I'm going to give you. For this first scene, I'm going to be clicking the same photo with and without the night mode enabled. Now this is where I'm going to now click in the normal mode, which is the auto mode, which is the default camera setting. And so if you see, this may be slightly dark because I'm going ahead and clicking in the auto mode. And next I'm going to enable the night mode. It's the same mode as I mentioned in the demonstration earlier. And now you can essentially enable the night mode. And your phone is going to analyze the exposure and click your photo with that particular exposure. So in this photo I was shooting the reflection, and I hope it gives you an idea. If I zoom into these both images, you can see there is a difference when you go ahead and click the photo in the auto mode and when you go ahead and click in the night mode. So there is a difference in terms of the sharpness and also in the terms of the graininess of the photo. So what the camera does is, because it will, if you're clicking in the auto mode, which is the default camera setting, it will go ahead and calculate the ISO of the photo automatically. So it will set your ISO to a very high value, which will actually introduce more grain in your images. So when you go ahead and click in the night mode, then try to keep your phone as steady as possible, because any shake will actually result in a blurry image. So ideally use a tripod. In this situation I didn't use a tripod, or you can just go ahead and place your phone on a table or some stable surface. This will ensure that your camera is actually stable. Okay, so here are some more shots which I went ahead and tried at this location. Another way of clicking a long exposure photo is going and clicking your photo in live photo mode. Now this is something which the camera of your phone will do automatically. It's basically more like a software enhanced photo, but I just wanted to show you this as well. So you have to go ahead and click the photo in the live mode. So use subjects which will create that long exposure effect. So something like a moving subject, or it could be something like a waterfall is the best example. And in this case I'll show you an example of a seascape. Now once you have clicked the photo in a live view, then you should go and just go ahead and click on the live option, and you will get different options. So choose the long exposure, and once you click the long exposure, the camera is going to automatically create that long exposure effect to your photos. It's going to add that long exposure effects to your photo. So now you can see that long exposure effect has been added, where the waves has been now kind of smoothed out. So this is also another way of creating a long exposure in your phone itself. So there you have it. This is my simple technique of creating a long exposure just using your phone. Now I wanted to keep today's video very simple and give you a method which you can actually go ahead and try out even today, and hope this inspires you and go out and click some night photography and try to be more creative with those light trails or those motion blurs, and use just your phone clicking those images. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you being here, and if you like this video, then please do comment on my video and like this video, and also subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in another video. Till then, happy clicking. See ya.